Yes.
Hello, good morning all. Today, we start our third chapter, Government of Union. Please mute your mic so I can audible to all of you. Good morning to all. Today we'll start third chapter, Government of Union. Today's lecture outline is, today what we will see in this first part of this chapter is the Union Executive. Basically, our Indian government divided into two types, Union Executive and Union Legislative. Out of these two parts, today we will see some part of Union Executive, that is President, what are the powers and duties of the President, as well as we will see the Parliament formation, how Parliament will form. Now, today's lecture outcomes are, the first lecture outcome is understand the Indian government structure, how Indian government forms, how many are houses in this Indian government. Then second is know the essential qualifications required for the President of India. Then the third lecture outcome is know the powers of President of India. Okay. Here already in the first lecture, we were seen our constitution, it is consists of 25 parts. Out of that 25 parts, already we have seen part number 3, part number 4, and part number 4A in last chapter. And in very first chapter, we have seen the citizenship. It means part number 2. Today we will start with part number 5, and that part number 5 is the union. Okay. The union, this is part number 5. It consists of, it started the article 53 to 157 in last chapter, fundamental right, fundamental duties and directive principles of state policy. In that chapter, the fundamental rights are in article 12 to article number 35. Then article number 36 to article number 51 are the DPSPs. DPSP means directive principles of state policy. And the fundamental duties are in article number 51A. Okay, means all that three points, fundamental rights, fundamental duties, and DPSPs, is in part number 4. Okay, now this is the part number 5. First, we will see how is the structure of Indian Parliament. See here, the Indian government consists of mainly 3 parts. The first is executive, second is legislative, and third is judiciary. We can say these 3 are the organs of Indian government. The first, executive, consists of president, vice president, and prime minister, or we can say cabinet minister. Okay, this is not directly is equal prime minister and cabinet minister. This executive consists of council of ministers. We can say in another term, council of minister, and the head of this council of minister is prime minister. Then the second is legislative. The legislative consists of two houses. One is upper house. We can say that is Rajya Sabha. And the second is Lok Sabha. To Lok Sabha we say as lower house. And the third is judiciary. Judiciary consists of four types of courts: Supreme Court, Higher Court, District Courts, and Session Courts. Okay, and their individual duties, or we can say in the individual responsibilities of each of three is listed here. The first responsibility of the executive is to pass the laws which made by legislative. Whatever the bills passed by the legislative, the executive has a right to enforce that law or that bill to citizens of our nation or our country. Then the responsibility of legislature is to make laws or to make bills or to amend any article of constitution. Then the third is judiciary. Judiciary just interprets and takes decision, is that law or is that bill is valid or it is invalid. If it is not valid for all citizens, for all spheres of country, then judiciary has a right to make that law or that bill void or null. If judiciary not gives justice, that bill is not give justice to all citizens of our country, then judiciary denies that bill. If judiciary denies that bill, then that bill is not enforced to citizen of our country. Now, parliamentary democracy. Already we have known our India had chosen democratic constitution. We all are democratic. As we citizens are democratic, with the same sense, our parliament is also have democracy, or we can say federal system in our constitution. Federal means some laws governed by central and some laws governed by the state territories. With the same sense, our parliament is also has some democracy. I will give you one example. How is parliament? Our parliament is democratic. In our India, as we say, the president is the first person of our nation, but still he is only nominal king or the nominal head. But actual decisions or the some steps taken for the nation development, that steps are taken by prime minister, not only president. But if we see the US government, in US president, now US president is Trump, he is whole and sole responsible for any decision, any steps for the improving his nation. The president is first person, as well as he took all decision for the nation's improvement. But in India, that is not the case. President is only nominal head, but in actual, the real head is prime minister. This type of democratic, parliamentary democracy are implemented in our constitution. As already I said, our India is accepted federal government system. Now, the Indian government consists of 28 states and 8 territory, union territories. Now my question, I hope you all, the image of union territories and states will be visible to you all. Now, is my statement is right or wrong? India has 28 states and 8 territories. Is I am correct or wrong? My statement is right or wrong?
Right.
Okay. Considering your opinion, my statement is right. Then, is any one of you can tell me that 28 states and 8 union territories? Can any one of you tell me that 28 states and 8 territories? Or not only one person, you can, all of you can tell that 28 states. मी तर मेन्शन करू का? तुम्ही वन बाय वन सांगायची, मी तर लिहून घेतो. चालेल काय? करूया का पण तसं?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now I am changing screen sharing from PPT to the Word. Okay. Now tell me one by one states. First,
Maharashtra,
Maharashtra. Okay. Then next,
Andhra Pradesh,
Nagaland.
Karnataka,
okay.
Nagaland.
Goa.
Bihar.
Andhra Pradesh, then Nagaland.
Arunachal
Goa.
Pradesh,
Assam.
Okay. Then next,
Goa.
Arunachal
Assam.
Pradesh,
Himachal Pradesh.
Goa.
Punjab. Gujarat.
Punjab,
Jharkhand,
Jharkhand,
Gujarat. Gujarat.
Madhya
Bihar.
Pradesh, Odisha,
Rajasthan.
Odisha,
Kerala.
Sikkim,
Rajasthan.
Kerala,
Tamil Nadu,
Rajasthan,
Tamil Nadu,
Manipur.
Tamil Nadu.
Madhya
Then
Pradesh.
next,
West Bengal, Pradesh,
Uttar Pradesh. Manipur.
West Bengal,
Uttar Pradesh, Manipur,
Tripura.
West
Chhattisgarh. Jammu Kashmir.
Chhattisgarh,
Tamil Nadu.
Uttarakhand,
Uttarakhand,
Meghalaya,
Tamil Nadu.
Tripura.
Tripura,
listed. Tripura,
West
Meghalaya,
Megha,
Mizoram,
Sikkim already we have listed.
Mizoram,
Mizoram,
केरळ
Arunachal Pradesh.
Arunachal Pradesh,
Islampur. Uttar Pradesh.
who said
Uttar
Islampur?
Pradesh. Chhattisgarh.
Pradesh, Chhattisgarh.
Haryana,
Already listed. Haryana.
Haryana,
Okay. Haryana.
Nagaland.
Pradesh.
Nagaland already listed.
Uttar Pradesh.
Bihar. Punjab.
Telangana,
Telangana. Next,
Chhattisgarh.
Chhattisgarh listed here. 19.
केरळ.
जम्मू काश्मीर.
कर्नाटक का सर?
कर्नाटक.
जम्मू काश्मीर.
सिक्कीम सिक्कीम राहिलं
कर्नाटक
सर.
सर कर्नाटक.
कर्नाटका.
तर जम्मू काश्मीर.
मिझोराम.
जम्मू काश्मीर.
मिझोराम.
जम्मू काश्मीर. ओके. J&K. मिझोराम.
सिक्कीम राहिलं सर.
From listed. Sikkim is listed here at the 11.
Yes sir, yes sir, yes sir.
Okay.
पांडिचेरी.
Pondicherry. Okay. The next.
लक्षद्वीप.
Sir,
लडाख.
sir, Pondicherry and Jammu and Kashmir are
अंदमान
territories.
निकोबार.
नो सर जम्मू काश्मीर स्टेट. Pondicherry is union territory.
गोवा.
सर पांडिचेरी येत नाही सर.
No.
Sir,
Okay.
Jammu
Pondicherry.
and Pondicherry and
Sir, West
Lakshadweep
Bengal,
are,
West
union
Bengal.
territories.
Pondicherry is not part of state. Okay. The next.
Jammu and
West
Kashmir also.
State right.
West Bengal.
Sir, Jammu Kashmir is also
Jammu
state.
and Kashmir is also not the part state. Not the
Jammu
part
Kashmir
of
is also state sir.
दिल्ली
Okay,
सर,
Jammu
दिल्ली.
Kashmir.
सर
दिल्ली.
दिल्ली भी स्टेट नाही आहे.
Okay. But
Sir,
ठीक आहे.
28
गोवा.
states
Sir,
right.
Delhi
Okay,
comes
here
under Haryana.
I'm still
Sir,
lifting just Delhi. Then,
Delhi.
Delhi
Union
comes under
territory.
Haryana.
उत्तरांचल उत्तरांचल.
Okay.
Territory.
J&K is also union territory. Delhi union territory. J&K union territory. Okay. The
Sir,
next.
hello sir. Hello sir.
लडाख.
Delhi comes under Haryana.
Haryana.
हॅलो सर.
Delhi comes
Andaman
under
Nicobar.
Haryana. Delhi is not the state. It comes
Yes,
under
no, no,
Haryana.
As Delhi is not a state, so I am mention
Delhi
this
is a
Delhi and
union
J
territory.
in a red color.
सर
Because
दमन.
if you
सर दीव दमन.
okay.
सर
So
सर
what are the union
उत्तरांचल.
territories?
गोवा.
Okay, what are the
Diu-
territories? I listed here in a red color, and the other
Goa.
is I listed here in a black color.
Hello
Okay.
sir. Hello sir. Hello sir. Delhi is not union territory, nor the state. Delhi comes under Haryana state.
Here I'm mentioning.
दिल्ली इज युनियन टेरिटरी.
मी तेच म्हणतोय जे दिल्ली युनियन टेरिटरी आहे म्हणून मी रेड कलर मध्ये दाखवलंय. ओके. आणि जे स्टेट्स आहेत ते ब्लॅक कलर मध्ये आहेत.
Okay.
क्लिअर.
Clear.
ओके. दिल्ली,
दीव दमन,
J&K, दीव दमन.
लडाख.
लडाख.
सर J&K
चंदीगड.
state आहे ना.
चंदीगड.
दमन अँड दीव. बोलूया आपण 1 मिनिट सांगतो मी. दमन अँड दीव.
चंदीगड.
सर.
लडाख.
अंदमान and निकोबार आयलंड.
लक्षद्वीप सर.
लडाख.
दादरा and Nagar Haveli. दादरा and Nagar Haveli.
Pondicherry.
नगर हवेली. पॉंडिचेरी.
दीव दमन.
लक्षद्वीप. लक्षद्वीप.
हिअर दमन अँड दीव.
चंदीगड सर.
Hello sir.
चंदीगड. ओके.
चंदीगड.
लक्षद्वीप. लक्षद्वीप सर.
लक्षद्वीप.
अंदमान
गोवा, सर.
निकोबार.
अंदमान लिहिलं ना मी इथं. अंदमान अँड निकोबार. राईट.
गोवा.
गोवा. Already we listed Goa in a state. 4 number. Right? Is all are completed? States and
Yes,
union
sir, yes,
territories?
Yes sir.
Now, from your this list, now one person tells me it's a state, not a union territory. I'm telling you, Delhi is not a state. Delhi is a union territory, but Delhi has a Vidhan Sabha because the Vidhan Sabha is legislative assembly is in only state, 28 states. हॅलो, आवाज कोणाचा येतो रे? जरा माईक तुमचा म्यूट करा. Hello. In India, we have total 28 states. Now I
सर
am
जम्मू
sharing.
काश्मीर स्टेट आहे ना?
सांगतो 2 मिनिट सांगतो.
Sir, it is means Union Territory from 31st August 2019. It is declared as Union Territory, Jammu Kashmir and Ladakh.
Clear सांगतो. Okay. Here, the 28 states are listed here. In earlier 31st October 2019, before to this, the Jammu Kashmir is a state in our country, but after the 31st October 2019, the Jammu Kashmir is divided into 2 different union territories. One is Jammu Kashmir and second is the Ladakh. Okay, with the same kind, in before 1990, the Goa is also union territory, but after 1992, the Goa is consist as a state. Here, the total 28 states are listed here. Again, in 2012, I hope that is 100th amendment. The Andhra Pradesh is distributed in 2 different states. One is Andhra Pradesh and the second is Telangana. At the initial stage, Hyderabad is capital of both the state, but now after the 2014, the Amravati, it is the capital of Andhra Pradesh, and the Hyderabad is the capital of Telangana. But before 2012, the Hyderabad is capital of Andhra Pradesh. These are the some latest amendments. Okay, before to Jammu Kashmir and Ladakh makes as union territory. Before to this, we have 29 states with 6 union territories, but now it has been changed. Now we have only 28 states and 8 union territories. Okay, then again I'll tell you one additional amendment which did in 26th January 2020 in this year. Dadra and Nagar Haveli and Daman and Diu, these 2 different union territories consist as a single union territory in the latest amendment in 26th January 2020. Okay, here I mention the 28 states and when the states are established or founded, and here are the 8 union territories when they are established or when they are founded. Here in front of the Dadra and Nagar Haveli and Daman and Diu, I listed 2 dates. One is first date, 1st June 1961. On that day, Dadra and Nagar Haveli as a single union territory and Daman and Diu as a single union territory formed. But now, from this year, 26th January 2020, these 2 union territories mixed, and both these are work as a single union territories. Okay. Already I told you, India accepted a federal system. So some laws or some bills are amended by union and some bills are amended by state. Here we used relatively centralized system. If here we'll see the federal government controls the most essential government functions. Here we can say the railway ministry. The railway ministry holds union, but at the same time, the another transportation, RTC buses, regional transport buses, that transport system holds states, and all the rights of the transportation of the regional transport that holds state government. And regarding the railway ministry or the railway transportation, all the rights holds by the union or the central government. This type of some ministries hold by central, and that what are that ministries? Here first defense, then international relations, or we can say foreign policy, then taxation, income tax department, then public expenditure, and the economic or the financial ministry. These 5 and 6 railway, these basic ministries are held by central government, and the another ministries holds by the state. States are individual, not only states govern that ministry, but as a individual part, the state government holds that ministries: agriculture, education, then law, and funds received from central government. Now, parliamentary democracy already we listed. With the same, in our country at the national level, we have the first person is a president in our country, India. But at the same time, in a state, the very first person of a state is governor. At the central level, president; at the state level, governor. Then who is the real king, or who is the real leader of nation? That is the prime minister at central level, and the prime or the real leader of the state who takes some decisions for the improvement of nation, that is the PM, Pradhan Mantri, prime minister. And for the state, the person who takes decision to improvement of that state, that is the person is the chief minister. At national level, parliamentary is there. At the state level, there is an assembly. Okay. At the both, there is at the parliament, again there is a 2 type. One is legislature, one is executive. Again at the state level, there is again 2 types. One is executive and one is the legislature. Okay. Then as far as the judiciary system, at the national level, the Supreme Court is there, and at the state level, high courts are there. And in a Panchayati Raj, and in the Panchayati Raj and municipalities, district courts and session courts are there. Okay. Now we will see union legislature. The union legislature, first, it consists of Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha. Already I told you. The member of Lok Sabha, we call them as a minister of parliament, and that minister are elected from the citizens of country. But the member of parliament or the member of Rajya Sabha, they are not directly elected by the citizen. They are elected from स्थानिक स्वराज्य संस्था, we can say, or we can say Panchayati Raj, and there are actually the Rajya Sabha members are elected by 238 members elected by 230 members elected by the MPs, and the 12 members are elected by the president, but that 12 members has some extraordinary in arts, science or research. Okay, this means our Rajya Sabha is of maximum size 250, but in actual, in 16th Lok Sabha, we have maximum member in a Rajya Sabha as 243. In actual, we have right to select 250, or in a minimum level 245, but in actual now today, as on 31st August 2020, we have only 243 members in a Rajya Sabha. 2 seats are vacant currently, and a Lok Sabha. Now we have 545, we have maximum size of MPs in a Lok Sabha. That size is 545. But now we have now, as on today, 31st August 2020, we have only 544 MPs in a Lok Sabha. One post is vacant, and that post belongs to the Anglo-Indian. Lok Sabha members, Rajya Sabha members, and the members MLAs of state legislative, they elect the person as a president of India. Now, our legislature has a bicameral parliament. The first is Lok Sabha. We say Lok Sabha, the first is Rajya Sabha. We say Rajya Sabha as upper house or council of states, and the Lok Sabha, the lower house, we can say this house as a house of people. The first Rajya Sabha, already I told you, in Rajya Sabha, the maximum limit of the MPs are 250, but now we have only 243 MPs in a Rajya Sabha. 2 posts are vacant. Okay. And one another term regarding the Rajya Sabha. The Rajya Sabha, the members of Rajya Sabha cannot be elected directly. They are elected by the MPs in the Lok Sabha. And this is the house which cannot be destroyed anytime. Rajya Sabha members are going to change after every 2 years. Now recently, in a June, 2nd June, 1/3 member of the Rajya Sabha are interchanged. Now the second house is the Lok Sabha. This is the house, lower house, which can be destroyed at any time. When PM resigns, at that time Lok Sabha is vanished. Okay, त्यावेळेला लोकसभा संपुष्टात येते. त्या केसमध्ये ज्यावेळेला प्रधानमंत्री राजीनामा डिक्लेअर करतो, तो त्याचा राजीनामा ज्यावेळेला प्रेसिडेंटला देतो, त्यावेळेला लोकसभा संपते आणि दुसऱ्या लोकसभेसाठी राष्ट्रपती पुढच्या लोकसभेसाठी आवाहन करू शकतात. प्रत्येक संघटनांना, त्या संघटनांना आपण आता पक्ष म्हणतो, Congress Party, or we can say Bharatiya Janata Party. Okay. Now, today, total 43 different regional parties are there and two central parties. One is the National Congress and the second is the BJP. Apart from these central parties, as on today, India has 43 regional parties, and by consisting of these 45 parties, the majority in election, which party gives majority, that party has a right to govern the Lok Sabha, and one member from that MPs, elected members, their party choose that member as a prime minister. And the appointment of prime minister is did by President of India. Now, currently this Lok Sabha is 17th Lok Sabha, which holds by Mr. Narendra Modi. He runs now his second tenure. He has a member of 16th. He has a holds prime minister as 16th Lok Sabha. Still now he is continuing in 17th Lok Sabha. Now, in the 17th Lok Sabha, the speaker is Om Birla, who is currently did his duty as a speaker. The nomination for speaker is also taken from the MPs, and that MPs elected one member who work as a speaker. Now, current as on today, there is no any deputy speaker. That post is vacant. Only one member who works as a speaker, and he is Om Birla. Now, the head of Lok Sabha is Prime Minister Narendra Modi. With the same type, Rajya Sabha also has head, and currently that head of the Rajya Sabha is Mr. Gehlot, who is the head of Rajya Sabha. Now, after learning the structure of Indian government, now we will move towards the Union Executive, and the first person of the Union Executive is President. Now, currently, Mr. Ramnath Kovind, who works as a President of India. Now, we will see what are the qualifications required for the election or for the nomination for the received as a nomination of President of India, how the procedure or how he can be elected, and what are the duties he has to be performed. We will see. Now, Ramnath Kovind is 14th President of India. Before to Ramnath Kovind, Pranab Mukherjee, he was the President of India during the tenure 2012 to 2017. And before to that, Pratibha Patil, before APJ Abdul Kalam. If you've seen this image, my question is to all of you: is any member of Parliament, Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha, he can be elected as a President of India or not? Tell me your opinion. Any member of Parliament, any member of Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha, can he elected as a president or not?
Yes, sir.
Okay. When जर तुम्हाला राज्यसभा किंवा लोकसभेचा मेंबर इलेक्ट करतात हे हो सांगताय, तर ही केस कुठली कुठली घडली ते सांगा मला फक्त. म्हणजे तर तसं काही घडलं असेल तर, किंवा तसं काही कुठला आर्टिकल आहे का की जिथं घेता येतो त्या मेंबरला? जस्ट तुमचं ओपिनियन सांगा. हा काय क्रॉस क्वेश्चनिंग असा नाही, हे तुमचं जस्ट ओपिनियन सांगायचंय. हॅलो, हॅलो, ठीक आहे. दुसरं कोणाच काय ओपिनियन? राज्यसभा किंवा लोकसभेमधला मेंबर जो एमपी इलेक्ट केला गेला होता अगोदर, त्यांच्यापैकी कोण राष्ट्रपती होऊ शकतो का? अगोदर म्हणजे करंटली त्या पार्लिमेंटमध्ये असायला हवा असा व्यक्ती कोण राष्ट्रपती होतो का? हॅलो.
हॅलो सर.
हा बोला.
सर 2009च्या दरम्यान प्रणव मुखर्जी हे फायनान्स मिनिस्टर होते. मग फायनान्स मिनिस्टर याचा अर्थ ते लोकसभेमधले एक मेंबर होते आणि नंतर ते प्रेसिडेंट झाले.
प्रणव मुखर्जी हे एक मेंबर होते आणि तेच कंटिन्यू झाले प्रेसिडेंट.
नेक्स्ट ह्याला.
बरं ठीक आहे. मी आणखी एकदा परत रिपीट करतो. करेक्ट. 2009 ते 14ची जी टर्म होती त्याला प्राईम मिनिस्टर होते मनमोहन सिंग, बरोबर ना?
येस सर, येस सर.
त्यांच्या काळात प्रणव मुखर्जी फायनान्स मिनिस्टर होते आणि त्यांना 2012 मध्ये प्रेसिडेंट केलं गेलं. तर त्याबद्दलच मी एक तुम्हाला माहिती सांगतो. जो लोकसभेचा मेंबर जो इलेक्ट झालाय लोकसभेमध्ये, त्या मेंबरला आपण प्रेसिडेंट करू शकत नाही, हे आर्टिकल आहे. जो या मेंबरला लोकांनी निवडलंय, सिटिझन्सनी, इंडिया ज्या आपण सर्वसामान्य जनतेने जे निवडलंय, तो मेंबर प्रेसिडेंट नाही होत. प्रणव मुखर्जी त्यावेळेला लोकसभेचे मेंबर नव्हते, प्रणव मुखर्जी राज्यसभेचे मेंबर होते. ओके. ते राज्यमंत्री होते, त्यांना फायनान्स मिनिस्ट्री दिली होती, पण ते ज्या वेळेला प्रेसिडेंट त्यांना डिक्लेअर केलं गेलं त्याच्या अगोदर त्यांची मिनिस्ट्री थांबवण्यात आली होती आणि त्यानंतर त्यांना प्रेसिडेंट केलं गेलं होतं. कुठलाही मेंबर लोकसभेचा डिरेक्टली त्याला प्रेसिडेंट केलं जात नाही. ओके, असं रूल आहे. मुद्दाम मी हा क्वेश्चन तुम्हाला विचारला कारण की सेम तीच केस, प्रणव मुखर्जींची जी केस होती त्या बाबतीतची एक केस स्टडीज आहे, त्याबद्दलची मी तुम्हाला ही माहिती सांगितली. तुम्हाला आणखी माहिती मिळेल तर आणखी सर्च करा किंवा आपण नंतर बोलूया. नाउ we move for the next president of India. The key aspects of president. Jawaharlal Nehru in 1970 he mentioned, I tell you that line, we have not given him means president any real power, but we have made his position one of the great authority and dignity. What it gives, the president is a first person, we given him a great authority and dignity for that post, but at the same time we have not given him any real power. For the nation's improvement, the president, it is not a real head. Okay, he is only nominal head. What are the laws enforcement? That all laws are comes with this authority signature of the president, but still the president, it is not a real head. Okay, Now the qualifications which are required for the President of India. I hope already you have studied this in 9th or 12th, sorry, 9th or 10th. Okay. The first qualification is that person must be citizen of India. That person must have completed his age 35 years. Then the person must not hold any office of a profit. That person must not hold any office of a profit under the government of India. Any office or it means, I'll tell you one example for that clause. RBI चे जे गव्हर्नर सध्या जे आहेत त्यांना आपण प्रेसिडेंट करू शकतो का? नाही. त्या लाईनचा अर्थ तो आहे जो सध्या कुठल्या तरी एखाद्या पदावर आहे, प्रॉफिट त्याला झालाय ऑलरेडी एका पदाचा इंडियन गव्हर्नमेंटमध्ये किंवा त्याच्या सहकारी मंडळांमध्ये, त्या व्यक्तीला तुम्ही प्रेसिडेंट करू शकत नाही. त्याची तिथली रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी कमी करून इकडे करू शकत नाही त्याला प्रेसिडेंट. ओके. देन that office of profit in the central government, state government or local bodies. Then the next point, that person must be qualified for the election in the House of People. लोकसभेने त्यांना मान्यता नॉमिनेट केलं पाहिजे, त्या पर्सन निवडणूक लढवू शकतो प्रेसिडेंटची. आणि शेवटचं फिफ्थ किंवा आपण थर्ड किंवा फिफ्थ पॉइंट म्हणू, that person shall not be member of either House of Union Legislature and the House of any state legislature. ओके. तो कुठल्याही राज्यसभेचा, लोकसभेचा मेंबर नसावा. तो कुठल्याही विधिमंडळाचा, विधिमंडळ म्हणू किंवा विधानसभा म्हणू सध्या, त्याचा मेंबर नसावा. Now, how much is the tenure of president? The tenure of president is irrespective of Lok Sabha, tenure of Lok Sabha. When any president elects, when he started his duty, from that day up to the completion of 5 years, that person is commands duty as a president of India, irrespective of Lok Sabha, formation of Lok Sabha, or for any other things. Then, in which case president resigns? The president resigns his duty when ज्यावेळेला लोकसभेमधून किंवा राज्यसभेमधून प्रेसिडेंटच्या विरोधात 1/3 ज्यावेळेला मत पडतात, त्या केसमध्ये प्रेसिडेंटना रिझाईन करावं लागतं आणि ते त्यांचा राजीनामा उपराष्ट्रपती, व्हाईस प्रेसिडेंट जे असतात त्यांच्याजवळ सोपवतात. सध्या व्हाईस प्रेसिडेंट व्यंकय्या नायडू आहेत, बीजेपी. दुसरी केस, हा टेन्युअर त्यांचा आणखी काही केसमध्ये संपुष्टात येतो. तो काळ म्हणजे त्यांची डेथ. ऑलरेडी 2 times बिफोर टू हिज 14th president, 2 former president completes his tenure due to his death. Might be that person Zakir Hussain and Fakhruddin Alim Ahmad. Due to death, these 2 persons' tenure complete before the his 5 years tenure. Now, who elects the president? The member of Rajya Sabha, Lok Sabha the total member 778 plus MLAs, ministers of legislative assemblies, they in an average total 4,000 to 5,000 votes. The president is elected. The president's election, it is not a direct election from the citizen. And this process we called as an electoral college. If you want to know more about electoral college, I'll mention you the actual vote. आता हे तुम्हाला इलेक्ट्रल कॉलेज काय असेल तुम्हाला सांगतो. लोकसभेचे मेंबर 543, राज्यसभेचे मेंबर 243, 245 जे काय असतील ते यांचे वोट प्लस आता या दोघांची मतं जी झाली असतील तर ते अप्रॉक्सिमेट 778 पर्यंत येतात. 550 प्लस 243 सध्या 3 पोस्ट विकत असल्यामुळे आपण कमी धरूया ते किंवा 780 प्लस मेंबर्स कोणते असतील तर आता एमएलएज ऑफ रिस्पेक्टिव्ह स्टेट्स. आता प्रत्येक स्टेटला एमएलए ची संख्या जवळपास 200, 150, 50, 100 या लेवलला असेल. तर ते टोटल जे काही एमएलए असेल त्यांचं वोट कसं कन्सिडर करायचं. काही ठिकाणी एमएलए ची लिस्ट 100 आहे, काही ठिकाणी 50 आहे, काही ठिकाणी 200 आहे. प्रत्येकाचं मत कसं कन्सिडर करायचं तर त्यांचं मताचं जे कॅल्क्युलेशन आहे टोटल नंबर ऑफ सिटीजन्स who given vote for the MLAs, total citizens किती आहेत डिवायडेड बाय कॉन्स्टिट्युएन्सीज किती आहेत तिथं त्या स्टेट मध्ये किती कॉन्स्टिट्युएन्सीज आहेत मल्टिप्लाइड बाय त्या प्रत्येक कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन मध्ये एव्हरेज वोट किती येते आणि +1. तो एक फॉर्म्युला आहे, तो फॉर्म्युला तुम्हाला मिळेल नेट सर्च केल्यानंतर. अशानुसार प्रत्येकाचं मत कन्सिडर केलं जातं आणि त्यानुसार त्या प्रत्येक मताला एक व्हॅल्यू कन्सिडर करून जर ते कन्सिडर केलं तर आता आपल्या महाराष्ट्रातल्या एका एमएलएचं मत म्हणजे टोटल एमएलए आपल्याकडं 279 आहेत. 279 मल्टिप्लाइड बाय 132 हा 132 हा फॅक्टर महाराष्ट्र स्टेटसाठी आहे. हा प्रत्येक स्टेटसाठी वेगवेगळा फॅक्टर आहे. तर त्या फॅक्टरनुसार एमएलएचं कन्सिडरेशन होतं वोट्सचं आणि त्यानुसार प्रेसिडेंट इलेक्ट केला जातो. याचा एक व्हिडिओ आहे. आता टाइम आपल्याला नाही त्यामुळे मी फास्ट पुढे जातो. तो व्हिडिओ तुम्हाला मोडल सर्व्हरला मी अपलोड करेन. Now presidential powers. I now 12:04. We will take these presidential powers in a next lecture. I will show you one video. Is this video is audible? Video is audible to you or not?
No, sir.
Is it audible? Hello. Hello. Is the audio from this video is audible to you? Hello. Hello. Okay, thank you. I will show you this video in the next lecture. Now today we will end with the election process of the president. Now in the next lecture we will see the powers of president and the impeachment process of president. Okay. Now today we will stop here. I ask you all for the next lecture you come up with some thoughts of powers of president as well as powers of prime minister. On the next session we will compare the powers of president and powers of prime minister. Okay. Now today we stop this lecture. Okay. Thank you.